sometimes he would have to run away from school and 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 um and 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 try to make ends meet so that he can learn his lesson. But he never gave up, in spite of everything that everyone said to him and about him, in spite of all the laughter that his friends were doing. He kept his head up and he never told himself that he's not going to make it. And one day that boy graduated from high school, graduated, not just graduated from high school, he graduated as the head boy from high school. He graduated as the prefect, peer council. He sent himself to college, working 4 jobs, sent himself to college, graduated from college, and with an associate degree in architectural design. And the story goes on and on and on. And I want to say to you today that the boy that I'm talking about is me. And there's way more to this story, but I'm just trying to give it to you in a nutshell so you can understand that the person talking to you today, the person that's speaking to you right now, come from a humble beginning and understand struggles, understand pain, understand what it is to be homeless, understand what it is to go to school with no food, understand what it is to be ridiculed by his friends and peers, and even sometimes teachers. You know, I remember there were teachers that told me I would never make it to fifth form. And I proved them wrong. Why am I telling you all of this? Today we're going to talk about goals and how to set goals and how to achieve them. We're going to talk about the importance of self-discipline and self-motivation. Because in order for me to have gone through all of that and still came out okay on top, I had to have a very high self-esteem. I had to have what you call self-motivation, self-discipline. I had to have a plan. So I want to make this about you. You looking at me right now, wherever you are, there is something that you want in life. Yes, there is something that you want in life. And what you want in life, whether you like it or not, is greatness. You don't, sometimes you want to be better than you are right now. I'm sure every one of you could do with better grades wherever you are right now. I'm sure that every one of you could be in a better home. I'm sure that some of you could have better books. I'm sure that you guys could have a better relationship with your family, you know, because sometimes maybe your mom is working too much or your dad is working too much. Maybe they're not always there. But the point is, you guys have something that you desire most. And the question is, what is it that you desire most out of this life? Right now, at 12 years old, what is your plan for 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now? Where do you see yourself at? Who do you see yourself with? And as I always tell my students, you have to migrate to be great. And the first migration is the migration of your mind. You might want to write that down. You have to migrate to be great. And the first migration is the migration of your mind. In other words, if you used to think that you are no good, if you think that you are hopeless, if you think that you are useless, you now want to think differently about yourself. Because I will tell you right now, there's only one of you in this world. Only one of you with your eyes. Only one of you with your fingerprint. Only one of you with your handwriting. Only one of you with that DNA. So you are God's greatest miracle. You are special. And if nobody ever tell you that, I'm telling you that tonight. Some of you, I don't even know who you are. But my job is to tell you how good you are in the eyes of God and that you are destined to make it. Because if you were not interested in having to learn something new, you would not be on this podcast tonight. So the reason that you are here is because you are hungry for information. You are seeking information that's going to help you to become something tomorrow. And maybe sometimes you might be in a worse situation than I am. But guess what? You could be a better person than I am. And that's fine. It's called greatness. So my first lesson is the migration of your mind. And then sometimes you might have to migrate domestically, move from one village to the next. And then you might have to migrate internationally to be able to fulfill your dreams and aspirations, like I did. But I gave over 15 plus years of service to my country before I did that. Some of you might not have the patience to do that. But I work with Mr. Burt, and Mr. Burt is an awesome guy, and he knows. All right. You had Brandon Roberts on your program not too long ago about agriculture. Another hard, ambitious young man. And we come from the hard knocks of life, and we made it. So if we can make it, think about what you can do in a world where technology is at your fingertips. You can achieve way more greatness than I have achieved in the next 5 years or in the next 10 years. But you have to have a goal. You have to have a vision. You have to have a purpose in your life. In spite of everything, in spite of where you are right now, you have to have a purpose. I used to sit down in school and I used to daydream of what I want my life to be like. I always wanted to have my own business. I wanted to have my own home. I wanted to have my own car because I was tired of people passing me straight on the road. I wouldn't give me a ride. You understand? I had different goals, different visions, and it's okay to have more than one goal. Don't let anybody fool you and tell you you need to have one goal in your life. No. You might need to master one goal. Like, for example, me, I always wanted to be one of the greatest martial artists in Dominica. I always wanted to get something from the country, a medal of honor. And I did that because I manifest that in my mind and I work towards it. We're going to come to that in a minute. And everything else, I've done many other things. I am an architect by education. I am also a contractor in construction. I'm a licensed farmer in Dominica, and I'm a masseuse. I have many different other streams of income that surrounds my martial arts. My martial arts is the number one, but I have many other things around me that's going to make me be more successful than I already are. So in other words, what I'm saying to you is rich people, truth be told, guys, rich people have minimum 5 streams of income. So that's the first thing you need to tell yourself. When you're setting a goal, it's all right, have at least 5 goals, a minimum of 5 goals. You may not achieve all of those, but you will achieve 1 or 2. But the purpose is you have at least a minimum of 5 goals. If you are not good at setting goals, when I'm done with you tonight, you are going to become a master of setting goals, because I'm going to break it down for you in such a way that if you do not become successful in the next 20 years, you can't blame me because I already give you the tool. So are you guys understanding me? Keon, Thomas, I'm seeing you here. Nice to have you.
Yes, sir.
All right. So yeah, I can't see everybody because my screen is kind of small. But yeah, I make you up. So, but you understand, Keon knows. Keon, listen to what I'm saying. Amazing young man. And the world is going to have a lot more amazing young men because we are the strong pillar of society. And a lot of our young men are going astray. Look at society right now. Lots of our young men are hooked on drugs. They're lazy by the side of the road. They don't want to work. They want to get everything easy because they don't have a purpose. They don't have a goal. They don't want to work hard. They don't want to study hard. So, number one, when you have a goal, is a desire of something that you want to achieve in the near future. A goal is a desire or something that you want to achieve in the near future. And I might repeat myself because I want you to write something down, okay? Because I have so much information in my brain. I'm just going to shoot, right? So, what is the desire that you would want to attain in the near future? And that desire could be more than one. Some of you might be better grades at school. Some of you might be a part-time job. Some of you might be, a police officer, whatever it is. But you must have a desire, something that you want to achieve in the near future. Now, having said that, a goal in your mind is an idea. Once the goal is in your mind, it's an idea. When you write your goal down on paper, it becomes a manifestation. because now you can see it. And I don't know if you guys know, I have my book out. It's called The Humble Master's Journey. And if you guys want to get that book, Bert, you want to get that book, it's an awesome book for young people to read. It will teach you how to set goals, achieve them. It'll help you how it's 58 lessons that made me become the man I am today, right? So I'm speaking to you from my book as well, all right? So every time you want to achieve something, you need to have a mentor. You need to have a coach. So right now I'm being your mentor, I'm being your educator, I'm mentoring you, I'm coaching you in how to attain greatness and success. So first and foremost, you have a purpose. That goal in your mind is an idea. When you write it down on paper, it becomes a manifestation. That means you can now see it in front of you. Now, when you have the goal in front of you, you now need to have a plan. Okay? You need to have a plan. What is the plan for? Okay, let me use Thomas. What is something that you want to become in life?
I want to become a game designer.
All right, so Thomas want to become a game designer. Boom. So that in his mind, he's saying, you know what? I can become the most epic game designer in the world. That's his idea. That's his vision. Now, it's just an idea. But when Thomas take pen and paper and he writes it out, I, Thomas, Shihan Thomas, is going to become a game designer by X date. Now he have now set a goal. Now he have set a time frame. Now he has manifested that. He's attracting it from the universe. Are you guys with me so far? Okay. Now, when he now writes that down, the next thing he's going to do is he's going to have a plan. He must have a plan. He can't just become a game designer just like that. He needs to have a plan. And what does the plan do? The plan breaks down step by step what he has to do in order to achieve that goal or to get close to that goal as possible. Now, let's assume that Thomas do not know how to set goals because he have never set goals before. Nobody has taught him. He have an idea in his head that he wants to become a game designer, but nobody has taught him how to manifest that and how to work towards that. So let's backtrack a little bit. You need to understand that there's 3 types of goals. Okay, 3 types. You have short-term goals, you have mid-term goals, and you have long-term goals. Now remember, Thomas' idea in his head is to become a game designer 15 years from now, or 20 years from now, or maybe even 10 years from now, or maybe even 5 years from now. So that's a long-term goal. Anything that takes more than a year is considered to be a long-term goal. Okay? But remember, Thomas doesn't know how to set goals. So will his 1-year plan be attainable? The question is no, because he doesn't have the what you call the self-discipline. We're going to go into that. You see why I tie in self-discipline with setting goals and self-motivation? You're going to see in a minute. Okay? Now, I don't think an hour is enough for me, guys. You guys have to maybe get 2 hours or something. But you guys following me so far? Yeah? Okay?
Yes, sir.
So Thomas now have to now start setting what you call short-term goals, small goals. All right? Small goals that will take about a week, maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks to attain. And when he attained that in 2 weeks, then he set another one. And he gives himself a bigger goal. So maybe one of the short-term goals Thomas can set for himself is now reading gamers books. So he went and he get a book and he said, okay, I'm going to read a book of Jack, whoever, they say a popular gamer. He has a book out. He's going to read that book in 1 week. That's a short-term goal. So he can start internalizing his concept of what he wants to design. So he learning from the guys who have already went ahead of him. Then after that, he's like, okay, I'm going to watch a couple of YouTube videos about the world best gamers. I'm going to take me 6 months to watch at least 4 guys. And then he's going to take his time, dedicate his time, maybe 1 hour a day or half an hour a day after he have done other things to dedicate to that goal. So now that's a midterm goal. And then after a year of reading and studying the gamers, he's now saying, you know what, I'm going to start designing my goal. So you see, all that is part of the plan. So the plan come as short term, midterm, long term, working towards it. Because now the vision must become a reality. Once he has, the reality means once he has designed the game, that means he has attained that. He has achieved that. But what do we do after that is another story by itself. Okay? So having the ability to understand short-term, master short-term goals, set good goals. Like for example, in your schoolwork, you may not be getting a lot of good grades. Tell yourself, okay, I'm an F student. Like for example, me, I used to be an F student. I'm not ashamed to say it. But when I graduated from college, I was in an A-B student. So from an F, working my way up, I was an A-B because I told myself I'm a late learner. I know I'm a late learner. So therefore, I'm going to work with me. So when people were calling me stupid and dunce and retarded, I knew my purpose. I knew I had certain goals and I wasn't going to get distracted. I'm going to give you some pointers in a little while that's going to help you. Okay. So short-term goals, then you set midterm goals. Go a little deeper, make it a little more challenging, be a little more creative. Okay. I remember when I had no license to drive, I wanted to have my license. Nobody wanted to teach me to drive. So what I did, my plan was one, work. So I work. Then my second plan was save 90% of the money. I did that. Then I save up enough money to buy me a Brogodo car. You know what a Brogodo is, right? A car that has lots of issues. Then after that, I decided I'm going to fix that car. And then after that, I decided I'm going to teach myself to drive. And that's how I started driving. I bought my own car and started teaching myself to drive because I couldn't afford to go to driving school. And every time I would take a ride on the bus to go to school in Portsmouth, I would sit down in the front seat and I would watch how the bus driver is changing his gears, watch how he's changing everything. And he's like, "What are you watching me?" So I'm like, "Don't worry, just drive." And I'm watching because I have a purpose. I have a goal. The bus driver doesn't know I have that goal. My goal is to get my license and to be able to drive. So I'm watching how that bus driver is maneuvering the vehicle, watch how he's turning, watch how he's changing his gears, watch how he's gearing down. And I start picking it up. And then I would go home and I'd sit down at my table like I'm sitting down in front of you. And I would be practicing. We call it dry fit because I don't have an actual vehicle. And then, but in the meantime, I'm working towards my vehicle. I'm working to get in that vehicle. And once I get that vehicle, I started learning to drive on the vehicle. When I had about 6 months, because I told myself I'm giving myself 6 months, that was my midterm goal. And after 6 months, I'm going to attempt for my license. And then I would get there was this teacher called Mr. Pascal at grammar school. He played music. You maybe know who he is, the Rasta man. And Mr. Pascal would give me a little bit of driving lessons there and there. And that's all the driving lessons I got. But guess what? I didn't go for my license until after a whole year. Because after 6 months, I wasn't good enough. But did I give up? No, I keep grinding at it. I keep going and growing at it, right? Why am I saying that to you? I'm trying to break it down as simple as I can so you can really internalize what I'm saying, because after today, you don't have an excuse, okay? So at the end of the year, I went and get my own license in my own car that I pay my own money for. You know what kind of feeling is that? That's an amazing feeling. So what is your purpose? What is your goal? What is it you want? Sit it down, set short-term goals and achieve it towards that big goal. Achieve your midterm goal, achieve, and now when you have enough experience, make the long-term goal manifest. All right, and I can give you guys a lot of different examples. Lots of different examples. When I was in college and I was designing my home, I designed my home long before I even built my own house, because that was my long-term goal. And I know I wanted to design my own house. I wanted to build my own house. And I did just that. People told me I was crazy. They told me I was stupid. That's their opinion, not my reality. So I want you to tell yourself, write that down. People's opinion of you is not your reality. Your reality is different from what people think of you. Whatever I think of you doesn't matter. What matters is what you think of yourself, young man or young woman, whoever is on here looking at me. That's what matters. What I think don't count. What you think counts, because you are the master builder of your life. Write that down. You are the master builder. I am the master builder of my life. And I will build my castle in the most amazing way. This is how you talk to yourself. All that is about goal setting. All right. I'm the master builder of my life. All right. So now we understand what a goal is, the desire of something that you want to achieve in the near future. Now we understand that you have to write it down. Now you have to understand short term, midterm, long term. Now you understand how you're going to get it, having a plan to get it, and working that plan. That plan will have step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5. All that's those steps, and you as you go through the steps and you achieve the steps, you tick it off, you tick it off, you tick it off, and sometimes you'll get straight, sometimes you get distracted, but you do not give up. You're gonna keep going. So now that takes you to what you call self-discipline. Self-discipline is one of the hardest skills to learn. Okay, self-discipline is one of the hardest skills to learn. But if you can master self-discipline, guys, you will become successful anywhere under any circumstances that you are in. Mark my words. I know I've been there, done it, and I am happy that I did it. All right. Self-discipline, it's the most beautiful thing. Right now, I am motivating you to be disciplined, but you have to motivate yourself to be self-disciplined. So I'm going to give you some key points. I have about, I don't know, I have about 17. I might just give you around 9 of them. Okay. I will just give you about 9. So one of the key points of self-discipline is get a goal worth fighting for. All right. Get a goal worth fighting for. What do you want to fight for that's going to bring you joy and happiness in your life? What is it that inspire you and will make you feel complete? Better grades at school, a great job in the future, the best gamer in Dominica, in the Caribbean, in the world by extension, being able to achieve anything that you put your mind to, but find something that is worth fighting for. Because if you don't have that internal fight for whatever you're thinking about, you will not achieve it. And that's the harsh reality of what I'm telling you. If at the end of the day, you just like, oh, whatever, oh, I don't care, oh, you give me a 0, that's my, whatever. And remember, you're not hurting anybody else but yourself. You're only hurting yourself when you just say the whatever word. Because remember, I said, you matters. You are the master builder. So never tell yourself whatever. Tell yourself, all right, I'm going to go back and I'm going to work on it and I'm going to get it. And I'm going to move forward and I'm going to grow forward. Okay. A passion is something you love. All right. A passion is something you love. Like Thomas said, he want to be a good, he want to invent his own game because he loves game. He has a passion about it. He loves it. So when you have a passion for something, you're going to fight for it and you're going to make a plan to get it. Full stop. Okay. The next thing is your goal must be attainable. Don't set goals that are not attainable. I remember when I was teaching and I asked young people, I always like to ask young people, what is it you want to become in life? And one guy said, I want to become an astronaut. But he's not reading any books about astronaut. His parents does not invest in anything that's going to help him to be an astronaut. He has bad grades at school and he's on the farmland every single day. Is he going to become an astronaut? The harsh reality is no. If you want to be an astronaut, you definitely have to leave Dominica. So you have to do good at school. You have to have good grades and you have to find some university that's going to teach you and bring all that as part of your master plan. You see, self-discipline, self-motivation. All right. So set goals that are attainable in health, wellness, losing weight. If it could be making money, you're not too young to start making money. Tell yourself, I want to get a little job and I want to save my money and I want to be able to buy my own phone and buy my, all these are setting goals. That is teaching you how to become entrepreneur. It teaches you how to become an entrepreneur. It's teaching you how to become a businessman. Don't be afraid to become a businessman or a businesswoman. Set goals that are attainable. Okay? And always work your plan. Number 2, break it down. That's what I was saying a while ago. Breaking it down, the plan. What you need to get so it can be done. What it's going to take so it can be done. When I wanted to go and get my license, it had to take me getting a job. It had to take me saving the money. It had to take me buying my car. It had to take me learning to drive. It had to take me to get somewhere to make sure I was doing it right. It had to take me going and do the test. See, 6 steps in my plan that I had to do in order for me to get one little driving license, because I was not fortunate to go the proper way, which is go to a driving school. So it took me longer than the usual. So don't be afraid of that. Okay. Number 3, every day you have a plan that will make it a reality. Tell yourself every day you're going to make your plan a reality. Tell yourself every day, I'm going to be the best. I'm going to be the best. I'm going to increase in grades. I'm going to get better grades. I'm going to become better at what I do. I'm going to increase in my discipline. I'm going to increase in my fitness. Tell yourself, talk life to your life, guys. Speak life to your life. When I wanted to become a martial artist, I used to tell myself, I'm going to become the best martial artist in Marigot. But then eventually I ended up becoming one of the best martial artists in Dominica. And then eventually I become one of the best martial artists in the Caribbean. Then I become one of the best martial artists in the world. You see what I'm saying? So little goals lead to bigger goals. And now I go all over the world talking and empowering young people like yourself. This is what I'm talking about. I'm smiling because of passion. It's something that I fight for. You know how many people told me I was going to fail? You know how many people told me I was useless? You know how many people tell me I was making bad choices in my life? I'm like, you guys don't understand my vision. I don't care what your opinion is. That's not my reality. And I keep working at it to the point where I get a medal service of honor from the president. I'm the 3rd martial artist in the whole of the Caribbean to receive a medal of honor from the president for martial arts and wellness. Think about it. A little black boy from a little village, poor little boy. How is that attainable? How is that possible? By not giving up. And I set that goal when I was about 9.5 years old, when I started doing martial arts, and all my friends used to laugh at me. At what age did I get this goal? In my 30s. In my 30s. I used to look at people marching. I used to love to march. And I used to see people marching and stuff. And I said, one day I wish I could get this from the president. I want to have a medal like that. And I keep doing what I love and keep doing what I love. And guess what? It came to pass. It came to pass. So you can achieve way more than this. Okay? By not giving up and putting what I'm saying here into practice. All right, we got 20 more minutes, so we're going to wrap this up real quick. There's a lot of information. I'm trying to break it down and speak a little bit fast so you can get a lot of information, because you guys are destined for success. Dominicans need a lot of strong men, empowerment, a lot of powerful men, ambitious, hardworking men, not lazy men. So you guys keep doing what you're doing. Okay. Number 4, remove any distractions. Okay. Remove any distractions. Like I tell my students, discipline your discipline. All right. Write that down. Remove any distractions and discipline your discipline. Because I will tell you, man, attaining success and achieving your goals is not going to be easy. For those of you who are not so good at school, you might tell yourself, I want to graduate when I get to 5th form. I want to get better grades. I want to get 5 1s in CXC. Guess what? You're going to have distractions. Your buddies are going to tell you, you know what? Let's go drink some alcohol. Let's go smoke some weed. They're going to tell you, let's skip class. You're going to feel like you don't want to study at night. You're going to feel like, oh, you're lousy and you're drowsy and you're sleepy and you're not going to do what you got to do. That's distractions. And once you have that level of distractions in your mind, you are going to lose out. I'm telling you. So you have to remove any kind of distraction. Place, people, or things. It comes in 3. Place, people, or things. That's going to prevent you or step in the way of achieving your goals. You know how many friends I had to let go? Because they didn't empower, they didn't believe in my martial arts. You know how many friends I had to let go because they didn't understand my purpose. When I wanted to start my own business, I had to let go even family members because they didn't understand me. They didn't understand what I was working towards. They told me it would never become possible. I proved them wrong. Why? Because I kept focus, not getting distracted. All right. Number 5, put your goals in the center of your life. If your goal is to become better in school, you guys are in school, you guys are 12 years old. So that should be one of your first goals, is to be able to do well in school. That's why I'm expanding on that so much, getting better grades. Put your school in the center of your life. Because I will tell you a secret, guys. Education is your key to the passage of rights. What does that mean? If you have education, you will get opportunities that ordinary people don't get. You'll have to fight less. And education comes in many different shapes and forms. But right now, you guys are going to school. Your first priority is to, remember I said you can have 5 goals. One of your goals is to become better at your school, increase your discipline, increase your relationship with your teachers so that they can give you the support that you need to be able to become better students, increase your discipline and respect with your parents. That is blessing that's going to pour upon you to make you better to achieve the ultimate goal that you want to achieve. And everybody have that ultimate goal after they leave school, after they leave university. You are the master builder of your future. So don't play with your foundation. Because if you mess up your foundation right now, guess what? Your whole life is going to be destroyed. So don't mess up your foundation. Build your foundation strong. So whatever you decide to put on the foundation later, you are now going to have a palace. All right? Okay. So put your goal in the center of your life. Every day you wake up, tell yourself what you're going to do. Tell yourself which one of the plans you're going to work, and work that plan until work that step until you get it. Okay? Number 7, always remember, the world do not care about you. Okay? The world, society, whether you become successful or not, they don't care about you. You have to care about yourself. All right? Always remember that. All that is part of self-discipline. Because when you have self-discipline and you're self-motivated, you're not going to get validation from people. You're not going to hear people tell you, oh, good job all the time. You will tell yourself good job because you are achieving your success one step at a time. You are doing the things that you need to do one step at a time. I'm going to stop about 10 minutes too, so you guys can ask me any question you want to ask me and stuff like that. Okay? So remember, the world don't owe you anything. Your teacher at school, they don't owe you anything. They already have the information. All they're trying to do is pass that information on to you. You have to be wise and you have to be intelligent enough to take that information regardless you don't like the teacher or not. I remember one teacher said to me, I will never graduate from high school. She was my my home economics teacher. I said to her, look at me, I'm going to prove you wrong. You know what I did? I passed every subject, every test that she gave me. The minimum I would get was 80%, sometimes 75%. Just so that I could attain my goal, which is to graduate from high school with a high school diploma and then move on to college and then get my degree and then move on to becoming a good person in society. You know, the other day, a couple years later, she saw me, she said, I always know you could do it. I was like, yeah, right. You understand? So some people don't believe in you, but when you achieve your greatness, they're going to come and tell you, I always knew you could do it. Yeah, right. Okay? Believe in yourself, work hard, be smart. Don't take a lot of stuff personal, and you guys going to make it to the top. Trust what I'm telling you. If there's 26, I think 26 or so people here, you guys could achieve that greatness if you want. All right? Number 8, find something that inspire you. What inspire you? Do you like Mr. Burt? Does Mr. Burt inspire you? Is he an awesome teacher? Do you like the principal? Which one of your teachers that inspire you to want to make you work hard, Does Mr. Robin here inspire you? Do you want to be like Mr. Robin, Keon Thomas? Do you want to be better than Mr. Robin? What inspires you? Find something that inspires you that's going to help you to attain your goal and to keep you disciplined enough. So in other words, you find that person, you read about them, you study them. That's what I'm saying. If you guys want to get my book, feel free to get The Warrior's Journey. You guys will love it. It's going to be empowering for you guys. Read about me, study what I did, and you guys can go out and do better. Okay? So find something that inspires you, research on it, read about it, and study them. So Keon, you need to find the best gamers in the world. What did they do to become the best gamers? Study them, study their pattern, read about them. Find one of them that you really like and follow him closely, step by step. Hey, you know why I'm so good in martial arts? Because I used to follow Bruce Lee all the time. I used to train like how Bruce Lee used to train. See, I'm wearing my belt around my neck. This is my passion. I will die for this. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm teaching you the secrets that the ordinary people, the elites doesn't want you to know. But that's how they became elite. Okay? Number 9, reward yourself when you make little progress. Okay? When you achieve one plan of the goals, one of the steps, reward yourself. Reward yourself. Make yourself a nice big glass of juice. Take a little extra 20 minutes. When you get an A in your maths, take an extra little 20 minutes for your favorite show on TV. If you save $20 for the month, you know, go and buy yourself an ice cream. Reward yourself. When you learn to reward yourself, you'll be awesome. You'll understand how to appreciate you. That's all part of your self-discipline because you're taking care of number 1, which is you. All right? Number 10, failure is not an option. When you are self-disciplined, failure is not an option when you want to achieve greatness. All right? Go all out. Don't abort your mission. You know how many people try to get me to stop doing martial arts? And I tell them, that's your problem. I'm not stopping. I'm going to keep on going. You know how many people try to stop me from doing my business? Lots of people, but I keep on going. I did not abort the mission. You know what abortion is. When you abort something, it's dead. You kill it. It can never come back. So failure is not an option. Perseverance is the key to your success. It takes courage to get you to the top, but perseverance to keep you there. You might want to write that down. Give me credit for this one, okay? When you're using it, Mr. Bird. All right? Original stuff I'm giving you guys here. The lessons that I learned along my way. All right? Number 11, find a mentor. All right? You can improve on your weaknesses if you ask positive, genuine, real people their opinion. You don't ask people their opinion that are in the same position that you are in. It's going to create envy and jealousy. Trust me, been there, I know. Look for somebody that has already made it. Look for somebody in society that understands the struggles and ask them their opinion of what you are trying to achieve. That's the secret. So find somebody, a mentor that knows more than you know, and ask them how they made it, and let that strengthen your discipline and how you're going to achieve that goal. Okay? Number what? 12, 14? Where am I? I'm losing count here. Take accountability for your shortcomings. You're not going to be perfect, guys. You're going to fail, not once. You're going to fail, not twice. You're going to fail, not 3 times. You might fail 10 times. Take accountability for it. Don't sweat it. Use that as a springboard to go back to the drawing board and find out what your weakness is. All that is being self-discipline and self-motivation. And that will breed what you call empowerment. When you learn how to have an powerful mind, it's because you master self-motivation and self-discipline. So remember all of these things, okay? So take accountability for when you fall short. You know, I used to be so hard on myself that when I do stuff and I make a mistake, I would give myself 100 push-ups minimum. People used to laugh at me. Why are you doing that to yourself? Why are you punishing yourself? But they didn't understand. I was destined to be great. I wanted to be the best, one of the best. And the only way to be the best is to train like the best. The only way you can be who you are is to think of what you are. If you want to be a police officer, you got to think like a police officer. If you want to be a banker, you got to think like a banker. If you want to be an entrepreneur or a businessman, you got to think like a businessman. And when you fall short, you got to hold yourself accountable for what you have done. That's it. Don't make excuses. You fail the maths test, fine. Okay, we're gonna get a revised test, or we're gonna do the next test. Where did I fall short? Go back. Okay, there. Put more time and effort in that area, and guess what? When you go and do the test again, I guarantee you're gonna pass it. These are the secrets. Okay, these are the secrets. Remember, I learned to read at 14 years old. And look at the amount of things that I've attained in my life. So this is what I did. I was self-disciplined, self-motivated. I never give up, perseverance, and I hold myself accountable for every shortcoming that comes in my life. This one I left for last, and I'm going to stop there. And then you can ask me questions if you have to. Remove negative peer pressure from yourself. I remember I told you, I think it was number 8 or number 7. Don't get distracted by the distraction. Discipline your discipline. That one and this one, they intertwine each other. There are people who are negative. There are people who don't want to see you prosper. There are people who's going to try and keep you down and keep you dumbed down. There are people who's going to pretend to be your friend when they are not. They're going to try to distract you. You have to remove negative peer pressure. Don't let nobody pressure you on doing negative things. Remember we said take out the distraction? Negative peer pressure breeds distraction. The negative peer pressure is the inventor of the distraction. So the negative peer pressure, I'll give you an example, would be A, delay. Let's go down the road now, man. Let's go down there and chill out, man. Leave the homework. We don't have to do homework tonight. And then boom, you do that. And then when you reach down there, he's like, let's drink some rum now, man. Oh, let's go steal something now, man. That's the distraction. Negative peer pressure leading to distraction. But if you can eliminate negative peer pressure, you know what my boys used to come and say? Oh, you on that karate thing, or you on this is, or you on this project is. I'm like, that's all right, dude. I'll see you guys later. I'm not the enemy. I just had my priority straight. You have to have your priority straight. What is number one? You. What is number one? Your goals and aspiration. And if you're going to achieve them, you have to eliminate. Migrate to be great. I'm repeating at the end of my speech. Migrate to be great, and that migration starts with the way you think. If you used to think one way, after tonight, start thinking differently. Start approaching your schoolwork differently. Start approaching your life differently. Start telling yourself, write 20 things down that you would like to see you achieve in the next 5, in the next year, in the next 5 years, in the next 20 years. Write them down. Write them down. And it's okay to change your goal at any given time. Because sometimes you might write a goal down out of emotion, but that's not really who you are. So it's all right to change your goal. All right. So I'm going to stop here for tonight, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this. It was an amazing time talking to you, wonderful people. If you have any questions, you guys have 5 minutes to ask me any question that you want. Choose everyone, sir. My goal is to be one of the best martial artists. Hard work, man. If you want to be one of the best martial artists, hard work. Hard work. Train hard, practice hard, and keep moving up.
Good night, Robin. Good night, Robin.
Yep.
I don't know if you remember me.
Yep.
I'm Zamik Smith, Ice Dragon.
Yeah. What's up, my dude?
I'm good. I wanted to ask a question. How do you keep a positive? Like, how do you stay positive?
Okay, so if you were listening to what I was saying, it's very simple. I stay positive by drawing out the negative people and place and influence around me. Sometimes and all that comes with your self-discipline and your self-motivation, right? I used to stay positive by putting more effort into my goals and what I wanted to become. So I was not getting distracted by anything that's not going to help me with my quest for success. So, for example, my friends used to party a lot, and when they come when they want to go party, I would make sure I do my work first. And if my work is not done, I'm not going to party. They would say, "Oh, you too strict on yourself." But I know what I wanted, so I would always tell myself, in order from the party, I must do all my work first. In other words, I'll give you another example. One of the ways I should stay motivated in achieving my goal for getting better grades at school was I used to love martial arts more than anything else. So I tell myself, if I'm going to love martial arts more, I need to love my schoolwork just as much as I love martial arts. So when I train for 2 hours, I would study for 2 hours, and that made a big difference. So you need to find what motivates you. You need to find what motivates you and use that motivation to keep you grounded on what you want to achieve. Does that make sense?
Yep, yep, it does. It does. Thank you.
Any other questions? Anybody else? Keon, you have a question for me?
No, not particularly.
Okay. Everything was crystal clear to you, man?
Yes, sir.
All right. All right. Anybody else? You guys have 2 minutes.
Yes, good night, sir. I like to ask a question.
Yes, sir.
Is there anything else that you want to become in life, or have you reached your goal of self-fulfillment?
No, man. I so many things I want to become in life. I'm just getting started, bro. And I'll tell you a secret too. When I was your age, I set about 10 goals. And out of the 10, I achieved maybe 8 or 9. And now I'm setting new goals. So I'll tell you another secret. Remember, I said to you, you look at long-term goals. So you might set goals that's going to be for 1 year. When you achieve all these goals, then you're going to set another set of new goals. But then the goals that you set in must also complement what you have already attained. So in other words, the goals that I always wanted to be in the movies. I wanted to be the best martial artist in Dominica. The only way I could have gotten that was to train hard. And I wanted to be in the movies. The only way I could have done that was to leave Dominica, because there's no opportunity for movies in Dominica, right? So now that I've become a good martial artist, I always wanted to be in the Hall of Fame. The only time I could have become a Hall of Famer was to be the best martial artist I could ever become. I wanted to have my own business, right? And now I have not one business, I have another business over here. So the information that takes you where you are is not the information that's going to take you where you need to be. So in other words, you set the goals, you achieve that goal, and when you get to that point, you set another goal. And that's how you're going to keep going. And until that goal can create for you what you call financial independence, where that goal will keep making money for you while you sleep. So for example, Keon, who was a gamer, he could make money while he sleeps. It's called passive income. Maybe you would want to bring me on again. I could teach you guys about passive income and how to make money and save money and all that kind of stuff, because I'm good at that, right? So my fulfillment, everything I do, I'm super happy. But guess what? There's always room for improvement. Always remember that. Louis.
Yes.
All right. Did that answer your question?
Yes, sir. Very thoroughly.
All right. Perfect.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
What martial arts did you learn?
Oh, my God. I did lots of different forms of martial arts. That's why I create my own system. I started off with what we call backdoor karate. When you watch the movies and you go in back doors and you practice that. Then after that, I went to Taekwondo, Shotokan karate, where I stayed for about a year, 2 years, then 2.5 years, I think. Then after that, I went into Aikido. Then I did some judo. Then after that, I went into ninjutsu. Then after that, I went into weaponry. Then after that, I went into boxing. I was a boxer for Dominica for 7 years, as you guys would know. Gold medals, Commonwealth Games in Trinidad and Tobago. Then after that, I went into Donjitsu, where it's combat jiu-jitsu, where I stayed there for 17 plus years. and attained one of the highest levels and was representative for Dominica. And then what I did, and then I went to Shaolin Temple in 2016, where I did all the different forms of Shaolin martial arts, Shaolin boxing, Shaolin weapons. And then I went to learn Tai Chi. So I am one of the most versatile martial artists, of all times. And there's lots of room for improvement. So what I did was take all of these different styles and take the best version of all these styles and create my own style called Robin Ryu, which is the only Dominican to create his own martial arts system. Now, think about it. I only wanted to become the best martial artist in Dominica at the time, well, in Marigot at the time. Then I become one of the best in Dominica, then in the Caribbean. And now when things become much more fruitful, I created my own system. And now being recognized by a lot of different grandmasters from all around the world, and still being humble enough to keep learning from different people and achieve it. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
All right, buddy. Anybody else? We have 62 people on here. I think 62 people should have some questions. We give another 2 minutes for questions, Bert, or do we have to leave? Yep, go ahead.
Which was the hardest martial arts you had to learn?
Wow, that's a tough question, man. Well, I never really had a dojo teacher. I was my teacher a lot of the time, and that in itself is hard. Because I had to prepare myself to do my own black belt exam. But combat jiu-jitsu is the hardest because you get hit for real. And yeah, I would say combat jiu-jitsu was the hardest because it is the most realistic. And yeah, my teacher was rough, and yeah, I just endure the pain. That's why I said I do not make any excuses. I take accountability for everything. And because of that, I was able to achieve great success,
Oh, okay, thank you.
You're welcome, buddy.
I got a question.
How do you deal with setbacks that cause your goal time to push? Okay, somebody is asking, how do I deal with setbacks? Oh my God, that's a very good question. I've had so many setbacks in my life, guys. As I told you, I was homeless. I learned to read late. I committed suicide when I was 22 years old, was in a coma. And all of those things are setbacks. But how I deal with my setback was to remain self-motivated, to understand that I had a purpose, I had a vision, and I was destined for greatness, and I was supposed to achieve more than what I was getting. And I was saying to myself every single time something bad happened, that is not the end. This too shall pass. I would fail many exams, many projects, and I would tell myself, okay, you know what? I'm going to study a little bit harder. If I studied for 2 hours, I'm going to put in an extra 5 minutes, and I'm going to work on my weaknesses. So staying motivated or staying self-disciplined is understanding your purpose and why you should never give up. That's why I mentioned while I was speaking, I said to you, it takes courage to get to the top, but it takes perseverance to keep you there, because you have to persevere. You have to keep on going. So you're gonna fail, guys. You're gonna want to feel like you want to quit. There's many times I wanted to quit martial arts, but then I had to look at the bigger picture. I had to look at my students. I had to look at all of those different things and look past myself and tell myself, you know what? I'm not doing this just for me, but I'm doing this to be able to help people later on in life. And these were some of the things that helped me to deal with my setbacks. You might have to be something different. The most important thing is to not give up. Accept where you are, accept the accountability, accept the different things that happen to you, and do not give up, and go back to the drawing board as many times as you have to and start working your way up again. It's fine. I think there's a guy, he tried 200 ways to make the light bulb work. And on the 201 way, I think the light bulb worked. So he found out 200 ways how not to make a light bulb work, right? So success is not going to come overnight, guys. You got to work hard for it. You got to put in the hours. You got to put in the grind. And that's where a lot of people get thrown off the track, because they don't want to work hard. They don't want to put in the grind. They don't want to burn the midnight oil. So you guys be smart and don't give up on your price. Any other question?
Yes, I another one. Um, as you said, you're a martial artist, right? So what is your daily lifestyle as like what do you eat? Are you a vegan? Are you like
That's a good question again. You know, I'm man of steel, right? So it depends on what kind of training I want to do. There are days when I have my cheat days. There are days when I eat junk food, but there are days when I eat 90. I eat okay. So the secret about my daily lifestyle is 80% healthy, 20% junk. That's how you're gonna stay healthy. If it's 80% junk and 20% healthy, you're gonna have problems in your life. Simple as that. So I do my best. If I'm training for tournaments, I get a lot of my protein. I get a lot of my vegetables. If I want to write books and stuff, there are days when I just become a vegan for about a month or two because my IQ is at its highest because I don't have to worry about if the my food being broken down and all the energy is being used up in my stomach rather than in my brain. So I eat food that's gonna digest very quickly and go through my bloodstreams. That's gonna empower my brain to be able to think and bring out information. So that's very deep. That alone is a topic by itself.
thank you, thank you. I
You're
have
welcome,
another
sir.
one too.
Yeah.
So I'm starting like to like into fitness, right?
Yep.
So like what are workout options you can give me? Like some tips on what foods that I can.
So my goal, my objective to you, my question to you is, what is your objective? Why are you working out? Are you working out for as an athlete? Are you working out to look sexy and healthy for the girls? What is your objective of working out? You need to know that. Why you work out? Or you just want to be healthy in general?
Well, I just want to be healthy in general.
Okay, so if you want to be healthy in general, you need to work out a minimum of about 20 to 30 minutes every day or every other day. And different days you work different body parts. So you could do, I am a big fan of push-ups. I'm a big fan of burpees. I'm a big fan of squats because these workouts work the whole body. So I do workouts that work my whole body. And then I throw in a little bit of weights there and there. I run, okay? I do a lot of running. Um, so if you like to run, you can run. If you don't like to run, you could do skipping, or you could just run in this on one spot. And you could give yourself how you call it, give yourself a write down. So you could say, okay, today I'm gonna do 10 jumping jacks, 10 push-ups, 10 sit-ups, and that's my workout for today. All right, I'm just giving an example times 3. Then tomorrow you could say I'm gonna do 10 burpees, I'm gonna do 10 mountain climbs, I'm gonna run for 1 mile or half a mile, and that will be your workout the other day. And then you go 3 days and then you repeat that. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Yeah,
Thank you.
so you're welcome.
For this week.
Yes, sir. And I'm easily available. I'm always on you guys could follow me on Instagram, Shihan Shannah Robin on Instagram or Facebook, and go in Messenger, send me a message, and I could always write out some stuff for you. I'm always willing to give out tips and stuff like that. That's who I am, you know.
My mom, I think my mom says she still has your number, so I'll
Oh, here
probably
you
link you
go.
on.
Yeah, man, just send me a WhatsApp message or yeah, I could give you some ideas of how to do some stuff here.
Yeah, thank you, thank you.
You're welcome, buddy. No worries. All good. All right, guys, it's 10 past 8. I don't know if Bert want to keep going or because I could do this all night long, Bert. Mr. Paul, are you there? Where did he go? Is Mr. Paul still there, guys?
I'm there.
I'm there. I'm there. All right. I hope I did justice for you tonight, sir.
Yeah, you did. Just kidding.
All right.
Yeah. I just sit down outside in the gazebo listening to the meeting.
Hey, Papa Boji. Yeah. Well, yeah, we have some very promising young men on here.
Yeah,
I see Jamie put his hand up on there. So guys, make sure you respect Mr. Paul and give him your best support. That's a very intelligent man right there. And thank you guys for having me on. Anytime again, if you guys need me, let me know. Any topic, I'm down.
Is Shia in? Shia.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, our Vice President, Mr. Robin, will give you the vote of thanks. And before I allow him to do so, Mr. Robin and myself, we were teachers at the Isaiah Thomas Secondary School some years back. And Mr. Robin was a hardworking woodwork teacher as well. All right, boys? Yep. Okay, Shia.
Good night, Mr. Robin.
Good night,
Oh,
sir.
excuse me, sir. Before you start back, I have one more question.
Yes.
When are you going to open back the dojo in Goodwill?
Our dojo in Goodwill never closed, you know. We're just doing the class via Zoom now because of the COVID. But once all this COVID stuff kind of closed down, kind of simmer down a little bit, then we're gonna have in-person classes going on. But right now our class is via Zoom because of the rules and regulation, because we want to make sure we follow all the rules and regulation for COVID too, right?
True, true.
Mr. Robin,
Yeah,
I have a question. Are you in Dominica?
no, I'm in Canada right now. I'm speaking to you from
Okay.
Canada. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Shia?
Okay. Good night, Mr. Robin. Well, this is not my first session with you because I remember having a session with you back in primary school. I believe I was in grade 4.
Yep.
Grade 4, and I believe at the time the principal was Miss Austri, and she had you come in to talk to us, and that was a very good session because I still remember a couple stuff from that session.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can remember that.
Yeah, I remember that too. Yeah.
I was teaching there at the time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And
that's good. You see, that was amazing time, and you see, you remember from now. That's why I say that the planting good seed is very important because you never know where it's gonna take you. You know.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I just want to thank you for coming and talk and speak to us tonight because it was a very motivational talk, and I hope that we do take what you say and implement it in our daily lives because it was very useful information. And I believe that it can help us to reach our goals and reach way more farther in life. And when you specifically said about the mind migration, that if we want to really elevate ourselves or become better, we actually have to do better and take the necessary steps. So I want to thank you for coming and speak to us and letting us know some tips and tricks to be better. And I hope we do have this session again.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much for having me, guys, and have a blessed night. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Stay strong, everyone.
You too, sir.
All right. Remember, you guys have greatness in you.
Yes, sir. Thanks.
All right, Mr. Paul. Thank you, and I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Take care, sir.
All right. Bye.
Thanks, boys.
Yes, because I'm in a meeting. I'm in a meeting.
But partner.
Father, what
Hey, your
happened to
mic on
you?
it.
Where your mic?
I'm in a meeting. Present.
Bro. Yes, sir. Don't put my name on attendance, sir.
Mr. Boldman, what?
Oh, why you just hear less?
See Mr. Head.
I thought you give the man talk phone.